What if I told you that there are crops out there that can feed you almost all year long? Crops that return every spring without replanting. Crops that thrive in heat, cold, drought, or poor soil. And crops that most gardeners have never even heard of. Imagine having plants in your garden that once fed ancient civilizations. Plants that quietly grow in the background, producing food when your regular vegetables slow down. Plants that are hardy, nutrient-dense, beautiful, and surprisingly easy to care for. Today, I want to introduce you to 16 of these remarkable crops, hidden gems from around the world that can bring resilience, abundance, and diversity into your garden. These are crops you won't see in your everyday garden center, yet many of them grow beautifully in zones ranging from Zone 3 all the way to Zone 10. Welcome back to Faith's Enchanted Seasons. Let's explore these extraordinary plants together. Crops that can elevate your garden in ways you've never imagined. Our journey begins in the Andes Mountains with yacon, a crisp, refreshing root vegetable once carried by Inca messengers to stay hydrated and energized. Its sweetness comes with powerful prebiotic fiber that supports gut health, and it grows much like a potato, simple and generous. Yacon tolerates heat and drought beautifully, and although it's perennial in warmer zones, gardeners in Zone 6 and 7 can overwinter it by mulching heavily. It's a forgiving crop that adapts to most zones and provides abundant roots at the end of the season. Traveling north, we meet groundnuts, or Apios americana. Native American tribes relied on this plant for centuries because it's extraordinarily high in protein, far more than potatoes. And because it returns year after year as a climbing vine with edible tubers. Groundnuts thrive in sandy soil, wet soil, partial shade, and forgotten corners of the yard. They grow reliably from zones 3 through 9 and slowly expand, becoming a renewable source of energy-rich food. Crossing the ocean to medieval Europe, we find skirret, a once beloved root vegetable before potatoes took over the continent. Skirret grows clusters of sweet, carrot-like roots and is fully perennial in zones 4 through 9. It survives harsh winters, pops back up every spring, and stores for months in cold sand. In a garden focused on year after year abundance, skirret is a true treasure. Another powerful perennial is the Jerusalem artichoke, or sunchoke, a Native American crop known for its toughness. It produces knobby tubers underground and grows aggressively, sometimes too aggressively, which is why it's often planted in its own space. But for gardeners who want a crop that thrives in zones 3 through 10, tolerates drought, poor soil, freezing temperatures, and complete neglect, sunchokes are unbeatable. Plant them once and you'll always have food. Next, we step onto the rocky coastlines of Europe to meet sea kale, a plant that sailors once used to fight scurvy during long voyages. Nearly every part of the plant is edible, the leaves, florets, and tender spring shoots. And it tolerates cold, wind, salt, and harsh conditions. Sea kale is perennial in zones 4 through 9 and can live for a decade or longer, offering a dependable supply of nutrient-rich greens year after year. Shifting into warmer climates, we arrive at Malabar spinach, a lush climbing green used for centuries in India and Africa. When regular spinach collapses under summer heat, Malabar spinach thrives. Its glossy, juicy leaves are rich in vitamins A and C, and it grows vigorously as a perennial in zones 7 through 10, while reseeding reliably as an annual in cooler zones. With its ability to handle extreme heat, This plant fills an essential gap in year-round garden production. For cooler regions, Good King Henry stands tall as a hardy perennial green once common in European cottage gardens. This plant grows in zones 4 through 8 and provides iron-rich, calcium-rich leaves for decades. It asks for almost nothing and gives generously, making it a perfect addition for gardeners wanting consistent, long-lasting greens. Another winter champion is miner's lettuce, the little plant that saved California gold miners from scurvy. It thrives in shade and cool temperatures and grows beautifully in zones 3 through 10. It reseeds itself constantly, forming a self-sustaining carpet of vitamin-rich greens in early spring when almost nothing else is available. Next, we explore Chinese artichokes, also called crow's nest. Crunchy, spiral tubers, once considered a delicacy in French cuisine. This plant grows in zones 5 through 10, spreads naturally, and returns every year. It tolerates heat, cold, and neglect, and while its storage time is short, its ability to multiply quickly makes it a great staple for garden replenishment. From Asia, we travel to the heart of ancient Mesoamerica to discover amaranth, a sacred crop of the Aztecs known for its remarkable nutrition. Amaranth grows everywhere from zone 4 through 11 and thrives in drought, heat, and poor soil. It produces both edible leafy greens and a grain that is a complete protein, something rare in the plant world. Once amaranth goes to seed, it reseeds itself effortlessly, providing renewable food year after year. We've now reached the halfway point of our journey, and this is the perfect moment to pause for something important. Before we continue, I want to ask you something. Have you ever heard of any of these crops before today? Tell me in the comments which one surprised you and which one you're thinking of growing in your zone this year. And while you're down there, take a second to hit the subscribe button. It's free, it helps the channel grow, and it tells YouTube to share this video with other gardeners who love discovering new plants just as much as you do. Alright, let's continue exploring these remarkable crops. We continue with one of the most self-sufficient vegetables on earth, Egyptian walking onions. These onions literally plant themselves by forming top bulbs that fall over and root into the ground. They grow reliably in zones 3 through 10 and survive freezing winters, blazing summers, drought, and heavy rains. Once planted, you'll never need to buy onions again. Next is the fast-growing daikon radish, a staple in Japan during times when food was scarce. Daikon grows in zones 2 through 10 and not only produces large edible roots and greens, but also breaks up hard soil, improving your entire garden. It stores well, ferments beautifully, and reseeds naturally, returning every year if left to do so. Another powerhouse green is perpetual spinach, a Swiss chard variety that thrives in zones 6 through 10 and often behaves like a perennial in zone 7A. It tolerates heat, frost, and partial shade, producing fresh greens for months on end. In a garden focused on long-term production, perpetual spinach is invaluable. Warming back up, we find chayote, a remarkable climbing squash that produces enormous harvests from a single plant. Growing in zones 7 through 11, chayote is perennial in warm climates and an annual in cooler ones. Every part of the plant is edible: the fruit, the young shoots, and the starchy underground tuber. Next, we meet lovage, an ancient Roman and Greek favorite used both for food and medicine. It grows in zones 3 through 9, survives harsh winters, and returns each spring for decades. With a strong celery-like flavor and powerful nutrition, Lovage brings depth and resilience to any garden. Our final crop is sorghum, one of the most drought-resistant grains ever cultivated. It grows in zones 5 through 10 and produces a calorie-rich grain that stores for years. In addition to grain, sorghum also makes a naturally sweet syrup from its stalks, offering multiple uses from a single plant. These 16 crops may be uncommon, but they are some of the most resilient and rewarding plants you can add to your garden. Their histories prove that they fed nations through harsh climates, unpredictable seasons, and changing times. And because they grow across such a wide range of zones, from Zone 3 to Zone 10, almost anyone watching this video can grow many of these crops right at home. They provide calories, nutrients, long-term storage, perennial harvests, and weather-tough resilience. But more than that, they bring discovery, diversity, and wonder into your garden. Thank you for spending this time with me on Faith's Enchanted Seasons. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which of these rare crops inspired you the most and which ones you're excited to plant this year. I'll see you in the next video.